am here on time and ready to go. Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Good evening, good evening. We are back. We are back. We are back.
Welcome to At the Helm with Kelly and Wayne. I'm Kelly.
And I'm Wayne.
That's Wayne.
It's been a busy day, a busy afternoon. Busy afternoon. I'll be glad when these Thursdays switch and rotate.
Yeah, so again, we've talked about when when we were in the shutdown with COVID and the world was closed, and we realized that we didn't really have to be so many places all the time, and it was great. Something happened, the world opened back up, and I guess all of a sudden we forgot. We don't have to be everywhere, doing everything. There was 2 meetings that we had tonight. One meeting, actually it was 3. One meeting we did make. They're all, I guess, equally important.
What did you make?
Compassion Day.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Compassion. I can't say it like that anymore.
So
can't say it like that anymore.
And I don't know. One of these days we're going to show up. We're going to have an agenda. We're going to follow that agenda, and it's not just going to be rattling things off the brain. But how was your day?
Until then,
what did you do today? Why was your day today so busy?
Because it was going pretty good until this afternoon about 2 or 3 o'clock. Somebody decided to bore into a water main at work, and so now we are running around trying to figure out how we're going to fix this, how we're going to do that. Just trying to get a lot of stuff together. And now we're in this information age where everybody wants to know everything. So we spend just as much time and effort telling people stuff as we do fixing stuff. So.
All right. I'm going to ask you to please reach up and turn the fan off. Okay. It's bothering. So if you can do that right quick.
You said it's bothering you?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I appreciate you.
All right.
One day we're going to move into our real studio, but until then we're in here. I would do it, but
I got
it. Thank you so much. We're also still babysitting right now, which we're not supposed to be doing because it's podcast night, and we always say it's podcast night. So at least by 7:45, come get these kids.
Please come get these kids.
And we say it so nice. All we say is, please come get these kids.
Yes.
So we might have another guest that runs through because right now she's unattended.
Yes. Who knows what downstairs is? Wherever.
No, she's up here. So, But anyhow.
But yeah, so other than that, so it was just the end of the day. So just trying to, as soon as this is over, I'm going back to work. But I'll be here, but I need to go get on my computer and work. So get some things done.
All right.
And find out, so.
Well, it's also been an eventful week. This week has been, my social media timelines have been loaded with memes, sayings from the riverboat revolution.
I wish I could share that one.
So yeah, that was a lot. I mean, and of course, I'm not one to condone violence. So the white people in the pontoon boat should have kept their hands to themselves.
Yep.
And there wouldn't have been an issue. So, but it's just, I don't know. It's one of these phenomena that, again, the line is drawn, like if there's a clear line about which side you're on, for most people. And sometimes that it is right down racial lines. Mm-hmm. Don't put your hands on people who just trying to do their job. These law and order people, and these just do what they say people. So when they say, just do what they say.
When they say move your boat, I'll move your boat.
Move your boat.
Simple as that. You clearly stand with the people who say, all you had to do was listen.
Yeah.
All you had to do was comply.
Just do what they say. Just do what they say. So it's been a week, but I also, while we're here, want to say I would love to see this riverboat energy at the polls in November. The way that we showed up for the brother doing his job, we need to show up for ourselves.
Yes.
These, especially these local elections, these municipal elections, where you're going to be electing mayors, um, city council people, town council people.
County commissioners, school board people.
Your livelihood is just as important as the elder on the pier at the riverboat.
Mhm.
So, hi, Riley. So again, let's just keep that same riverboat energy. And y'all know, y'all already knew that this is where I was, I'm all with it with the giggles, and it was really something to see people come together. The young man jumping off the boat to swim across. Like I'm all in for that. But again, let's keep that same riverboat energy when we can actually show up, especially in Alabama, which I think is 26 has a 26% black population. Um, and I think it's Montgomery who just elected a mayor, and then they stripped him of his power. So, and kind of the same thing that Ron DeSantis is doing, where there was a judge who was elected, a state attorney that was elected by the people, but he has decided that he wants to replace her. Has said, of course, she's incompetent. She's the only black woman state attorney in the state of Florida. And so it is not hyperbole when I say that they're trying to, turn it back. They're trying to run the clocks back. So it is important that we show up, that we are in tune to everything, and that we bring the same, bring that riverboat energy.
We have to mobilize.
Bring that riverfront energy. Like, bring it. Bring it. So.
There is no state to where less than 25% of poor and low wealth make up the non-voting block. They're already registered voters. They just don't vote. They just didn't vote. And I don't think there's any state that needs less than 10% of people to turn out who did not vote last time that can change parties. In Florida, it's 3%. So when we see Ron DeSantis doing all of this stuff, seeing Florida banning books, banning Black history, banning all of this stuff, don't say gay, just really doing all of this.
Slavery was a benefit to black people.
All of this. But when we see this and people are outraged, he won by 3%. So it's not like.
Well, I don't know this last time. Like he just barely beat Andrew Gillum. I think he mollywopped the Chris guy. Like
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he mollywopped that dude.
But it's minor numbers that people.
But again, if people had showed up, it wouldn't have been that. But it was not a close race. This last race he ran, like Andrew Gillum, I think conceded too soon. Andrew Gillum probably could have been the governor of Florida when the last one they ran was that 16?
Yep.
Or 20? 16? Because he just ran again in 20. Yeah. So, but it's important that we show up. That's the bottom line. That we show up.
Yes.
That we exercise our right to vote. They are every day chipping away at that right. They're every day chipping away at civil rights. They've just, had that ruling with the affirmative action in the schooling. So they're not going to stop until they roll back all of these rights and amendments. So stay on your P's and Q's.
Yes.
Keep that same riverboat energy.
Yes.
Go to the polls.
Yes.
Take someone to the polls with you. Vote like your life depends on it.
Because it does.
Because it does. All right. So, and I guess along those lines, so while we're here, I just want to talk about the Poor People's Campaign that we also are a part of. And so the Poor People's Campaign, I know people generations before us might remember Martin Luther King being involved with that. with I think Marilyn Wright Edelman and another group of women actually started that. The Poor People's Campaign, and Martin Luther King signed on with them. He then becomes the face of the Poor People's Campaign because of his notoriety, his name. And so a few years ago, Bishop William J. Barber II, Bishop William J. Barber II, and Reverend Liz Theo Harris picked up the bloodstained banner of Martin Luther King and revived this Poor People's Campaign that focuses on 5 interlocking justices.
Systemic poverty, systemic racism, militarism, and the denial of health care, ecological devastation, and the distorted moral narrative of Christian nationalism.
So the distorted moral narrative of Christian nationalism. I mean, that's a lot of words to say. People that's going around here saying that this country was built on Christian values and founded by Christians, lie. Yeah. It was not. This is not a Christian nation. As a matter of fact, I think the Second Amendment, the one that people love to cling to, gives you freedom of religion, freedom from religion. Like there is no national religion in the United States. So, but we're involved with the Poor People's Campaign. So people in North Carolina and maybe people around this nation may be familiar with the Moral Monday movement, where again, Reverend Barber, when he was the president of the state NAACP, showed up at the state house, the state legislative house,
with 13 friends.
And at the time, and so the Poor People's Campaign is a nonpartisan, I don't want to say organization, but we're not an organization. We are an organism.
It's a nonpartisan movement.
We are a nonpartisan movement. When I say organism, we're always moving, shaping. It is a fusion movement, nonpartisan, but we are political because we will not just stand by and continue to let lawmakers make laws that are killing people. And it doesn't matter if you're a Republican or Democrat who's ever doing this. So the Moral Monday movement got started when Democrats controlled the state legislature in North Carolina. So, but there was still policies that were detrimental to the majority of the people in the state. So that's how that got started. So we continue to show up. We continue to protest. We continue to let these lawmakers know that we see you and you will not continue to pass these laws in the dead of night when you think you're just sneaking about. We see you.
And we're going to tell everybody we know.
So we would hope that there would be more people that would show up. Riley's back. That would show up to be in the number, to protest, to let these legislators know that, again, we see you. We will not be silent anymore. Poverty is the 4th leading cause of death in these United States.
4th.
Let that sit for a minute. Poverty is the 4th leading cause of death in these United States. So behind cancer, behind
heart
disease, behind smoking related diseases, number 4 is poverty. And that should be unacceptable to everybody. That should be unacceptable to people. That in the country of much, that people every day, 800 people every day die from poverty. But every night they want to show you gun violence. They want to show you homicides. They want to show you on the news, but that is not one of the leading causes of death in this country. And very rarely do you see anything about poverty. And again, we are Christians. We do follow Christ. And the Bible says what you've done to the least of these, you've done also to me. And so Jesus is very clear in what he expects us to do. Feed the hungry, give the thirsty something to drink, visit the people in prison, clothe the naked,
And inviting the stranger.
It's not rocket science. Like, you do not really have to go to theological seminary to know
how you're supposed to treat somebody.
How you're supposed to treat people. So again, we do okay. Like, most people are one emergency away from being homeless. I mean, that's really not our testimony, but
we might be too.
I mean, we're gonna talk about that too. Not that we almost homeless, but
what you do today?
Not that we almost homeless, but I mean, you need to be concerned about your fellow man. And so I know for me, I can't speak for Wayne. This is why I am so involved in these causes that are calling out these lawmakers. So you cannot continue to make death policies and people just be around and we just stand around and watch them do it. So that's why I show up. I would love if some of my other friends would also show up for this same cause. So the call will be going out the next Monday that is scheduled. It will be soon. And we hope to see you down there.
Yes, to stand. Sister Carol, Sister Sadie, good to see you. So Liz, you said, do we know anything about the Justice and Human Concern? That like an organization, or but give a little more insight on that if you can.
And we don't know specifically about that if it's an organization, but justice and human concern those are our concerns. We're concerned about justice. We're concerned about humanity. We don't have time to probably be involved with another organization, but we would love to pull that organization alongside with some of the things that we're already doing. If their missions and values line up with the Poor People's Campaign that we are already involved in. Wayne is one of the tri-chairs for the Poor People's Campaign. He is the faith leader for the Poor People's Campaign. So there's a lot of work to be done in that area.
A lot. And so Pastor Wooten,
I'm going to let you speak about that.
Pastor Wooten, good to see you. He is a supporter and hopefully maybe soon part of our coordinating committee. No pressure. But yeah, so we definitely there's a group that I'm not going to name at this moment. I might in a few minutes. But I did reach out to someone who works with a religious organization. And so we were supposed to have a More Monday rally last Monday. And we had organized, I don't know, probably 30 faith leaders, 40 faith leaders. There was like 20 or 30 organizations. There was a lot of people that was coming. And for strategic reasons, they decided to change the date, change it, and like do it at a different time. There was a lot. I'm hearing. Oh, sorry. So when we were reaching out to organizations, part of it was just sending out these email blasts to get people to come and stand. And there's a letter that we will be sharing with many of you if we know your email address. And it is a cease and desist letter. And it is a cease and desist letter from the people from North Carolina to the legislators of North Carolina to cease and desist with your policy murder that you continue to pass at the legislation that continues to hurt and impact people who for voting rights and education and everything that, all of these things they're trying to pass again in the darkness, they go down. And we are just going to make sure that they don't do it without someone knowing and us telling some people about it. So we were just looking to people to come and stand. We won't ask nobody to get arrested, just come and stand. So I asked, would this group, this organization, be willing to just come stand with us that day as faith leaders? And we're people of faith, people not of faith, all denominations. This is not about any particular. This is about people standing together, about people coming together, celebrating. And one thing the movement always says, when you live from the bottom, everybody rises. So I sent the message out and, got a response that this group is definitely not interested in any of that. They don't think they have a role in challenging any leaders. They don't think they have, that's not their job as faith leaders. They're just supposed to support who's there, and not challenge them. And so I got on my soapbox for a few moments and, got a little upset for a few moments because, again, what you've done to the least of these and also what you have not done for the least of these. I think so many times in this theological realm, this church realm we get in, we're always thinking about what we're doing, what we do, what we do, what we do, what we do. But I just feel that God is going to judge us on what we do not do.
Mm.
What we do not do as well. Not only things that we do, because those are easy to add up, but things we do not do. Again, anyone who knows the story of what you've done to the least of these, you've done it also unto me. There was a whole group that was on the left who said, we did these things to you. We never saw you poor. We never saw you. We never saw you hungry. We never saw you, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
So they were happy to keep Jesus hungry and fed, and they were happy to keep the people who come to church on Sunday fed and clothed and full, and make sure they're taken care of, and the people who are paying tithes and people who can do things for them, but the people who couldn't, the least of these. And what I found out, what really intrigues me about that text is God never identified the least of these. He never put a name on those people.
Mm.
He never identified specifically. There was no specificity given to who the least of these were.
Mm.
And so I think God realized that every generation, every nation, every community, as time goes on, there's always going to be someone that is considered the least. There's always going to be the oppressed. There's not always going to be lepers, who Jesus clearly said you need to take, y'all, if you're sick, you need to take care of them. There's not always going to be lepers. There's not always going to be the same people at the bottom that are always oppressed and always being suppressed. But God realized that it doesn't matter. The problem is who is there and how they got there, that they were put there by a system that was put in place to keep them there and to keep them oppressed. And God told many. And so I was concerned that, this religious organization that felt like they did not, need to stand, and that wasn't their purpose. I don't know what books they read out of the 66 books. And, maybe they don't share the whole Bible, but.
And I do want to interject here that it's not, when we talk about this organization, it's not just the 66 books. It's like the other religions, because it's not a one religion organization.
Oh, no. That's right.
So we're not just going to blame the Christians.
Oh, yeah.
We don't blame what these other books. Let's talk about the Quran. Let's talk about all the books, because it's not just one. It's not just a one religion organization. Yeah. But go ahead and make your point.
Yeah. So if they are, if they're Old Testament driven, Isaiah said, woe unto those who legislate evil. Woe unto you who legislate evil and make laws that hurt the widows and the children and the poor. Told Jeremiah that I need you to go down to the leaders, go down to those that are making the decisions and tell them what they're doing wrong. Amos continued to fight. And again, no matter what religion it is, all the religions have what we consider the golden rule. You can look at the Quran, you can look in the Torah, you can look in Christianity, you can look at Hinduism. All of the religions have what we consider how to treat one another. So all of them stand on those principles of love and again, how to treat one another. So we went way down that place there, but
I think it's a good point. Again, these are faith leaders. So
yes.
There are some pastors, and so if you are preaching in your pulpit every Sunday for people to show up and pay their tithes, but you're not out here fighting for them to have a living wage, you are practicing theological malpractice. You are engaging in theological malpractice. So if you are at a church and or synagogue or what are some of the other
temples?
Yeah, any religious organization where they're asking you for your money, but you don't see your pastor out in the streets fighting for people to have a living wage. If I were you, I would reassess where I'm taking my time and my talents to. So yeah, you can't just be concerned about people when they go to heaven, the little pie in the sky. We need to be concerned about people who right here, right now on the ground. So there has to be some, again, my opinion, that there has to be some compassion in these leaders who think all they need to do is stand up on Sunday and pray for the people who are in these positions. When Fannie Lou Hamer done told us you can pray until you faint.
But if what?
But if you don't get up and do something about it, God is not just going to put it in your lap.
Nope.
So don't tell me that you're praying for the people, that you're praying for these leaders to do right, if you're not willing to show up and tell them to their face that they need to do right by your people.
Or else.
And again, that's my opinion.
Yeah, and that was part of, when you talked about
the views and opinions expressed by the host of this show.
We need to, yes.
Do not reflect.
Views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by guests on At the Helm podcast belong solely to them. And opinions expressed by the host of
Y'all get the point.
Podcast belong solely to them.
These opinions
not
are
necessarily their church, family, employer, or each other.
They mine. They mine and mine only.
Yes. But Dr. King talked about that when he's, again, when it was Marion Wright Elderman and the welfare group who he said, there was a talk of, there was two Americas. There was one that was a land field flowing with milk and honey, that everybody had what they needed. And if you worked hard enough, you could get where you needed to be. Dr. King said he knew there was another one that he was part of, and that was destitute and down and suppressed and oppressed, and they weren't willing to look at that. And there had to be some economic justice in this country. So there it started, and even the three evils Dr. King talked about, those same militarism, racism, and I said three.
But then when you say militarism, racism, systemic racism, systemic poverty?
Yeah, it was poverty. The three. So Dr. King said it was poverty, militarism, and racism.
Yeah.
So again,
which they kind of all go together.
Yes. So they took those three and added a few.
And while we're here, let me go ahead and circle back. Let me circle around and grab any MLK committee.
MLK committee. Yeah.
If you want an MLK committee, and we're talking about the Poor People's Campaign, I'm just saying, in any county, state,
city,
if you go into an MLK program and the president of that MLK program has not been to a march to tell the lawmakers to stop writing these murder policies, what are we really doing? What are we really doing? So, stop Riley.
About to turn the camera over.
We babysitting in real time. Riley's parents. We're gonna have a conversation. We're gonna have a different conversation.
Because we were told she'd be here early this evening.
Early. This is 2 weeks in a row. But anywho, okay. So are we done talking about our? So we say all that to say, when we send out the bat signal for people to show up, Liz, I see that you said you're interested in standing. We will make sure that you get the information.
Yes.
We will be, it's downtown Raleigh, because Raleigh on Jones Street is where they make and pass these laws. So we are talking directly to the people in those house, and that is the people's house. So we take our written demands to them because we don't just show up to say we showed up for a protest. We show up. We have demands that we are going to admonish them to follow. So, and again, like Wayne said, there's several things that that you just kind of show up. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to get arrested. You just show up. Use your body as a signal to these people who are in place because they were voted in place and they're working. So they do these things. They write these policies, and then they try to mess with the voting rights, so you can't vote them out.
Yep.
We get ready to stop that. Like, y'all gonna stop playing with us, like, for real. So again, we send out the call. So I hope that the next time that you see that we are going to be downtown, that you will actually also join us downtown Raleigh.
Bring your chairs.
We will be there.
Jump off your riverboat. Swim across the water.
Yes.
Drive down the street.
Yes.
Video. Bring that riverboat.
Bring that riverboat energy.
Because we are standing. We're standing in front of these leaders, throwing our hat in the air, saying it's time.
It's time. Like, quit playing. We, Wayne already wears his hat to the back, but flip that hat to the back. That was your first warning. Now they throw this hat in the air. It's on and popping right now. And there ain't no calling it off. So
it's time.
Yeah. So thank y'all for listening to our soapbox. And so I wanted to do. Was there anything else you had to say about that?
I don't think so.
All right. So now let's move into maybe some current events, because I wanted to when I said that most people are one emergency away from being homeless, and you said maybe we're two, and I heard about did you say that? No,
I did. Now word though.
Very good.
Okay.
Because I still got my Leaving You account. Like I got a Leaving Wayne account. Ladies, we've been married for 30 years, but I still got an account that's just mine, that I've got a first month, last month rent in there, a utility deposit at least is in there. So if I need to flee.
And so I contribute to that account as well. And so you know how you can name bank accounts. So on top name is Leaving Wayne account. On the bottom is Putting Kelli Out account. So it's a joint account.
Hey.
Joint. We're working together.
And I'm just saying, most of the time at Christmas, that account gets deleted because I was like, I'd have made it another year. So,
and I need to keep enough.
I probably ain't gonna leave at Christmas.
I need to keep enough in there where two people can go. Because if she leave, I'm going with her.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know where she going, but
so
I'm real close behind. Real close. When you pack one bag, pack two.
Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, I guess, have you like your little nest egg or whatever. So we good, babe. I say that.
Okay.
But so I heard that Billy Porter, and everybody, I don't know if you know who Billy Porter is. He the first man to wear a dress to the Emmys or Grammys. He's been on Pose. He's been around for a while because he was a singer, I think back in the 80s or 90s or whatever. So, but Billy Porter said he has to now sell his house because the writers are on strike. The writers in Hollywood are on strike. And so because the writers in Hollywood are on strike, a lot of the shows have shut down. A lot of your nighttime shows, you probably noticed, like Jimmy Kimmel is the one we watch, or Jimmy Fallon, or I don't know what Rowley's tearing up.
Oh no, let me.
So they don't have writers, so they're showing reruns. And so Billy Porter has said that he has not made, he is in a situation now where he has to sell his house because he can no longer afford it. And so that just kind of, we think about when we see people, and just because they're famous, we think that they are doing okay. And I know I watched Pose, but I watched it, I binge watched it. So I wasn't watching it when it was on, but so it wasn't like a major network TV show. So it probably was a low budget show. So I don't know that he was getting $100,000 an episode like they gave them people on Friends. He probably wasn't getting that kind of money. But for him to find himself, because the writers have been on strike now for, I don't know, a couple months, 2 or 3 months. And so already he's finding himself in a place where he has to sell his house and to downsize. And so the name of this show is At the Helm with Kelli and Wayne. And at the helm just means like take control. Take control of your finances, your relationships, your love life, your careers. And so
You're everything.
And so I just want to make sure that it was just, made me think that people should be living within their means. And if there is a way that you can save money, like you should be saving money. And we not Billy Porter. Like I go to work 2 days a week.
I was gonna say, don't.
I work every day.
You thought about that, didn't you?
I work every day.
I go to work.
I don't physically go to work every day, but I work.
Let me walk that back.
5 days a week.
Let me walk that back.
You know what I'm saying? And there's some things that I like to do. Like I like to travel. Sometimes I like to shop. But let's live within our means. Let's be in a situation where if we missed a paycheck or two, that we don't now have to sell the house. So, I don't know. This is I just wanted to say that about Billy Porter. Like it just, again, you just don't think that about celebrities. Yep. But celebrities are just like us. They out here overspent, doing too much now. Yeah, so anyway. Next on my current events list
is
Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez.
Cutting up.
There's a telephone off the hook somewhere. Do you hear it?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah.
Come get Riley.
Please. Anybody on here. There's 12, 13
anybody.
people on here.
Can anybody come get Riley?
We will pay good money.
Okay, so Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez, I'm gonna kind of be out of my lane. Megan Thee Stallion, I know. Tory Lanez, I had never heard of until he shot Megan Thee Stallion, or until the story broke that he shot Megan Thee Stallion. So
did she want to pick it up?
He shot him, but don't.
He shot in the pinky toe.
So he was just sentenced yesterday or this week to 10 years. And there has been a divide. People are upset with Megan Thee Stallion because she got shot. Should she not? I'm not understanding that. And people are saying that, it was that the you gotta turn that off.
I don't know
that the punishment was severe. He got 10 years. He shot somebody. And he was in possession of a firearm by a felon. So, these are things that he kind of brought on himself. That's my opinion. I know that there are some people who out here, I've seen that Megan Thee Stallion is now canceled. Again, I don't know a lot about Megan Thee Stallion, but I know is that her song? She, her.
Was she at the Essence Festival?
She was at the Essence Festival this year. I did watch it. Some people had some problems with Megan twerking on stage, but that's what Megan do.
It was bringing all the kids.
No kids. No kids twerking. Those were grown women.
Yeah.
Those were grown women. It was 1:00 in the morning. Where else you supposed to twerk? If you can't twerk 1:00 in the morning at a Megan Thee Stallion concert, where you supposed to twerk?
Where can you?
Leave us alone. Black women get no breaks. Megan Thee Stallion got shot. She getting canceled? Why? And I think at some point, again, I don't know the whole story, but he has come out and said, I think, taking full responsibility for it. So 10 years might be excessive, but let's look at the prosecutor. Again, who voted that prosecutor in? Is that along the lines of what everybody get for shooting people? Or did Tory Lanez, was he being made an example of because he's a Black famous rapper?
You can take famous rap off.
Black.
Yeah.
From Canada.
It don't matter.
So,
it don't matter.
But I'm saying everything go back to voting. So if you're upset with the Tory Lanez verdict, let's not associate ourselves with people who might shoot people. And then we don't have to be upset when they get sentenced for something that they did. And leave Megan alone. Can she live? Let Megan live.
Let her live. I don't want to leave you, but this noise. I need to go see what's happening.
Yeah, so we don't know. Let me see. Was there something else that I wanted to talk about? Where you go?
What's been in the news?
I just talked about Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion.
What else?
What else is in the news? So this week, I don't know if y'all know that Henrietta Lacks, her family was compensated. So Henrietta Lacks, I don't know if y'all, it was a story on HBO. She was a lady who they removed cells from her body, and they have been using them for decades to solve cure diseases like polio. And the I don't know which pharmaceutical company it was, but they've made billions of dollars off of Henrietta Lacks's sales, and they never compensated her or her family for any of that. And so last week, we saw that they have now been compensated. They didn't reveal how much it was, but again, it just it's just another situation where Black women have come to the rescue of this country and this world where we're, they just use ourselves because we just I don't know, bomb like that. I don't know. And so her cells were doing things that other cells could not do, and they were stop Riley, and they were, very. I lose my words sometimes, so we'll talk about that. But they have been very important in curing a lot of diseases. So, oh Lord, so Patrick Burke has joined. Patrick, we might want to bring you on. So, I don't know. We don't pay a lot of attention to the we don't pay a lot of attention to the chat because it kind of gets us off and just kind of keep it rolling. But yeah, so the rules are: this is At the Helm with Kelli and Wayne. We are here to just kind of free. Sometimes we have guests. Tonight we don't have guests.
Hold on, Patrick. I can somewhat answer that.
And we're not going to confirm this show just for Patrick.
No, but I'm just saying. He asked, "What are the rules?"
Okay, what's the rules?
And not necessarily the host.
Hold on, I need to start that over.
So okay, so definitely where Patrick is concerned, we need to play that.
Yeah. So this would be this. This would be your disclaimer.
The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by guests on At the Helm podcast belong solely to them and not necessarily the host of At the Helm podcast.
And there you go.
There you go.
So we're here. We done talked about Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion. We done talked about Billy Porter selling his house. We just talked about Henrietta Lacks. We talked about Ron DeSantis removing the one Black woman state attorney. We talked about coming to join us, Patrick. All this whole protesting thing. We've done this, and I have yet to. You haven't joined us yet. So we were inviting our friends to come to the legislative building for the next protest because poverty is the fourth leading cause of death in this country, and we are combating the distorted moral narrative that there is lack when there is not lack. There is excess in this country. So now I think you're caught up. So, and also we still have Riley. Riley is supposed to be gone because it's podcast night, and we told her parents that. She keep running in and out of here, slamming doors, turning on the phone. She's doing everything. She is running rampant right now. She might be outside,
maybe
she know how to open doors. So we don't even know if Riley's still in the house. So
she could be anywhere. Or everywhere.
So, but at this point, is it her parents or is it us? Who's responsible for Riley? Y'all let us know. Is it who's responsible for Riley? When we said be here before 8:00 because we got a podcast to do. So, anywho,
I'm trying to figure out how to send Patrick a link
to come on.
Yeah, but I don't know.
We have 15 minutes left in this show.
Okay, all right, Patrick.
Patrick, we will have you on as a guest at some other time.
Yes.
Please let us know what you are an expert in, so that we can then.
I can go ahead and tell you.
We can then be prepared to talk about
everything.
What you are expert in.
Everything.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Let us know what you are an expert in, and we'll have you on.
Yeah. Oh, so clearly y'all. I don't know if he's an expert in us or expert in everything. I said everything.
No, clearly, he said clearly us, we're responsible for Riley.
Oh, clearly.
Because she
Oh,
here.
it's a lot of conversations here.
But we told them, Patrick. We told them several times.
Yes.
Be here. Because nobody's watching Riley right now.
Nope.
There's nobody else here.
We told them 8 o'clock.
She has free range of 2 floors, several rooms, the refrigerator, the snack section. I don't know if she's down there going fruit snack crazy. She fruit snack wasted right now. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But all right, babe. You multitasking is your.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to. When you say them,
So Deacon Davenport is an expert on everything, and he wants to be. We will definitely. I'm writing it down. Let me write this down.
mm-hmm.
Expert on everything.
So that's a guess.
So that's any night. Any night he can come because whatever we talking about,
He expert.
he's an expert. Got it. And Riley's back. Oh Lord, she got my Mickey Mouse. Oh my Lord. It's about to be a problem in here.
Yeah.
It's about to be a problem. So I don't know. Those of y'all who know me know that I like Mickey Mouse. And this is something that I've had for
20,
maybe 20 years.
5, maybe. It's been a long time.
It's been a while. I got it for Christmas. Lane's sister gave this to me. It's a snow globe. It's a Mickey Mouse. Riley just walked in here with my snow globe, which means Riley has somehow crawled up on my dresser in my room. Where is your mama, Riley? Where is your mama?
She like
Yeah, but this normally she will, but it's heavy too. So she crawled up on the desk. She crawled up on the counter. She picked it up and she walked in here with it. I got a problem with that. All right.
There you go. Going to get it.
Tell Riley to come around here. Come this way. Riley, come here. Come say hi to the people, Riley. Come here. Come this way. Keep coming. But you got a show to do.
Oh, I'm watching Riley. I'm watching Riley.
Ain't no need to watch Riley now.
caught
You
up.
ain't been watching Riley.
I'm seeing what she's doing, and I'm keeping up with the chat. Pastor, he want to be on the everything, dude. Pastor Agar, hey fam, what's going on? Hope everything is well. So welcome, Riley. Riley got something to say?
Do you? Let's stop rubbing on it. No, stop. All right.
Talk.
Okay, Riley. You have anything? Anything you want to talk about today? You want to give us a report on Gracie's Corner? The counting to 100? The ABCs? Nothing? No? Okay. All right. Thank you, Liz. Liz says she's beautiful. You're beautiful, Riley. And she is also a handful, Liz. So we understand why people have kids when they're young. Because I don't know, these grandparents that have these children for like a week or 2 weeks. How do y'all do it? How do y'all do it? Like, we literally have only had Riley since 4:00 today. And it feels like a week's vacation. So, we have to feed her. We have to make sure she's safe, make sure she's not, playing in the street. And now Riley's mom has finally showed up.
So Liz put in the chat, poor Riley.
Yeah,
Liz clearly
poor
us.
Poor us. Poor us. All right.
Poor us.
So
Look how sweet she is, just sitting there.
Yeah, that's right now. I'm gonna put Riley down.
She looks so innocent.
Your mom's here, Riley. Bye-bye.
She looks so innocent.
I was just talking about Riley climbing up on my dresser and bringing this in here. My prized Mickey Mouse snow globe. So you're right. Yeah. Uh-huh. All right. So what are we doing?
Okay, Patty's got me took in the chat.
What's
I need to
CBS?
clear- I
And
need
I
to
don't.
clear- That's country boy ish.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not down. I don't. Other than, yeah, no, I don't want to talk about none of that, Patrick. Hunting is not really my thing. Fishing. Somebody did invite me on a camping trip. Like, there's this invitation out there where they want me to go camping, like outside, like live outside. I got a couple of days to figure out if I want to do it. There is an option to just do day camping where I show up at 9 o'clock, maybe 7 o'clock in the morning to like 9 o'clock at night. I'm heavily considering that option, but no, I'm not interested in being somewhere 24 hours where there's no power, no running water. Just this week we had
She want to go glamping.
just this week we had a situation where we were without power because the storms came through, and being in this house with no power was really traumatizing. So I can't imagine being outside where there are mosquitoes and snakes and bears,
Oh my,
raccoons, possums, snakes. Did I say snakes?
twice.
Alligators.
Yeah.
Bumblebees and snakes. Did I say snakes? So I kind of would like to do it because, you should always, at least do something that you've never done at least once a year. And that is something, Patrick, that we've talked about. We've talked about camping. So anyway, camping, maybe they'll be doing some fishing. So what else was on your list? The religion conversation, that would be, we could probably have you on for that. We would have a conversation about that. And clearly you're an expert on marriage.
I'm laughing.
So maybe we need to talk about the definition of expert. Maybe that's the first thing we need. First, we need to define what expert is. Okay. So we'll do that. We'll do that.
We did that.
Yeah. So yeah, Keith, we have discussed going glamping, and I'm down for that. Like if it's a covered.
We just went glamping in the Dominican Republic at the all-inclusive resort. We did that.
Okay, I'm down for that. That is not at all what people they talk about driving to a pond.
That's your glamping.
So right, that's my idea. My idea of glamping is like a large body of water.
Mm-hmm.
They call it a beach.
Mm-hmm.
So if you at a pond or if you at a river, that's different. And you got a tent, and it sleeps maybe 2 people. Like
no, you said you would love to go glamping, and I said you just went.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's not what glamping is. So I don't.
That ain't glamping. I thought glamping when you went. You were supposed to be camping, but you got all the necessities. You got air, lights, TV, Wi-Fi, stove.
But you got a campsite though. You have to be at a campsite for it to be qualified as glamping.
I mean, we was at a campsite. There was woods out there. There was water out there. There was a beach.
You stretching.
And
right
you had everything.
But you're stretching right now. You're not going to compare an all-inclusive resort to glamping. Like you know that's a false equivalency. When Cassandra is talking about glamping, I'm sure Cassandra is talking about making s'mores by somebody's lake with a campfire, and then I can walk into an air-conditioned RV, lock some doors, not have to worry about snakes crawling in there. That was a miss. That was a shoot and a miss.
It was a hit.
It was not for you to try.
It was a hit.
I don't even know why you said that.
It was a hit.
I don't even know why you said that.
It was a hit.
Yeah. So.
Say bye. Say bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye, Riley. See ya. Yeah. So Patrick, yeah, I am trying to talk Wayne into. I'm trying to really talk myself into it. I think I might do it. And Wayne, this is the look that he gave me when I said
I want to go snorkeling.
We going snorkeling. When I said we going snorkeling, no, yeah, it was that look. It was that look.
Okay.
But I think I could do day camping. I think I can show up at a campsite at 7:00 and do whatever the locals are doing, whatever they doing. If they going fishing, I don't know if I want to be on a boat. Like I don't want to put no worm on no hook. So somebody gonna have to put the worm on the hook. I will hold the rod and wait for a fish to bite for about 10 minutes, and then if no fish didn't bite, then I'm done with that. So, but you already know. You already know.
I know. I'm with
you already know how this ADD thing works. Like I'm not sitting somewhere for hours waiting for maybe a fish to nibble is really not my idea of how I like want to spend my time. So I'll take a book to read. I'll read a book, but
play Candy Crush.
Play Candy Crush. Is anybody still playing Candy Crush besides me? We're gonna send Sister Say we're gonna send Deep the link so he can come on and we'll have a conversation. We could definitely have a conversation about Durham because he is
yes.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
He is the expert on Durham.
Yes.
And there's a lot of things going on in Durham. Durham right now has a election coming up where, the mayor has decided that she was only going to do this one term and chuck the deuces, so she's out. And so there's people who Durham needs to be paying attention to who's trying to run for mayor and who I think there are 2 or 3 city council seats. So yeah, we can definitely.
Interesting. We were at an event a couple of weeks ago, and one of John P. Keith's brothers was there, and their mother was there.
His mama was not there.
Oh, who was the
No, she was not.
Oh, she didn't make it.
No.
They invited her, but she didn't come.
Yeah, she sent her son in her stead.
That was sent her son, yeah.
Yes.
But he was there. Sang a song.
Yep.
Played the guitar.
Yep. Durham has there were some really deep roots, and people who are from Durham are really from Durham. Like that's where they've been. So Durham has a lot. All right, so we are going to.
Brother Tweedle is on here to hopefully not judge. But good to see you, Brother Tweedle.
Yeah, Brother Tweedle, it's been like 3 weeks since we really saw you. Like I haven't.
Yeah.
But we'll be back. We'll be back Sunday.
Definitely.
We're back in the house on Sunday.
So cut Jimmy Swagger loose. Come back.
And then are we out the next Sunday?
No.
The Sunday after that?
Yeah, Sunday after that. 2 times that day.
I do want to say COVID is real. COVID is still here. I am just getting over a bout of COVID. Last week I had COVID. I am vaxxed and boosted, so it was a mild case. Kind of quarantined in my room.
I got a question about that.
For 5 days.
I got a question about that.
It was lovely.
I got a question about it.
You go right in.
So when I get COVID, I quarantine somewhere else. Why you get to quarantine in our room?
Because so we've been through this. So the first time you got COVID, we didn't know. Like we gave you.
We didn't know where the quarantine is?
We didn't
know where the quarantine is.
So I just assumed that the quarantine room needed to be in the bonus room because we didn't need to be sharing space, right? So there's a bathroom that you could use like by yourself, right?
You can't.
Well, I'm telling you how we got here. So last year when you had COVID, so we went to Estes Fest, we came back, Wayne had COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Wayne got COVID. I didn't have COVID. But by the time Wayne was through quarantining, because I was bringing him his food and giving him his medicine.
You went down the wrong path. You went down the wrong path.
And making sure he's okay.
We talking about where I was.
Then you were in the bonus room.
Okay.
All right. And so then
you get COVID where you at?
Oh, you know what? Right after that, I got COVID.
And where you go?
I did go back to the bed. I stayed in the bedroom. I don't think that's right. No way.
It ain't right.
I was in the bonus room.
No, I'm right. You
no,
but it ain't right how it went.
No, that's wrong. So when you got COVID, you were in the bedroom.
No.
You were. And I was in the bonus room with the girls because Marlon was here. So I quarantined in the bonus room with them. You were in the bedroom. Then when You came out. I got sick that day. I went to the bed. Then went to the bedroom. So the bedroom has always been the quarantine room. What are you talking about?
That last time I was in the bathroom.
That was probably the best place for you. I probably had to assess the situation and determine that the boys' room was the best place for you. So, yeah. Yep.
It's time.
So anyway, again, people, COVID is making a resurgence. It's back. It got me. It didn't get Wayne. I don't know how that works. We kind of have been in the same places. So make sure that you are washing your hands, using your hand sanitizer, wearing your mask? Wear your mask, wash your hands, stay 6 feet. A lot of people went to the Beyonce concert last night, 50,000 people in Charlotte. So check your friends.
Take a test.
Take your test. Even if you're not feeling symptomatic, because I was getting ready to go to lunch with my friends.
Swab your nose, swab your baby nose.
Swab your mouth, swab your baby mouth. I was going to go to lunch with my friends that day, but they knew that I hadn't been feeling my best the last couple of days, so they was really leery about letting me come eat with them. And so I was like, whatever, I'll take a test. It'll be negative, but it was positive. So anyway, I wasn't really feeling bad. But anyway,
Go eat time.
all right. We're over time. So I'm done. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see y'all. Patrick, start your own podcast. That's what you do. Go on your Facebook page, you go live, and you be all the way live, and you give your Patrick energy on your page. But over here on At the Helm with Kelli and Wayne, this is what we do. This is how we roll. If this is not your speed, log off. See you next week.